But before I get into the details, I want to step back and talk to you about what this upcoming budget is going to be all about. In one word, fairness.
Why? You can pull up the listing yourself. You can get your agent to bring you the listing. You can see how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the size of the lot. You can see what...
I want to talk about Canada's long-standing poor record on productivity and convince you just how big of a problem it is. You know those signs that say, in an emergency, break the glass? Well, it's time to break the glass.
Have you ever wondered about the health of Canada's economy? Well, recent warnings from the National Bank of Canada have sparked widespread concern. But are these warnings grounded in reality? Let's unpack the details and see what the numbers truly reveal. Understanding the warning signs. The National Bank of Canada's recent alert highlights a stagnation in productivity and quality of life, with real gross domestic product, GDP, remaining stagnant for the past 7 years. Adjusted for inflation, the situation looks even bleaker, painting a picture of declining prosperity for the average Canadian. A crucial metric to consider is real GDP per capita, which measures the inflation-adjusted value of an economy's output divided by its population. While rising GDP typically signifies economic growth, Canada's situation is nuanced. Despite nominal income increases, real incomes fail to keep pace with inflation, particularly for the majority of Canadians outside the top echelons of wealth. Economic disparities, comparisons with the United States, underscore Canada's underperformance, with GDP per capita purchasing power falling to just 76% of its American counterpart. This decline, evident since 2014, signals a troubling trend that demands attention. The gap in economic prosperity between the wealthiest Canadians and the average citizen continues to widen, raising questions about the inclusivity of Canada's economic growth. Labour productivity in Canada's business sector presents another cause for concern, with low levels of investment per worker, indicative of outdated tools and technologies. This lack of innovation leaves Canada trailing behind global competitors and undermines long-term economic resilience. Root causes of economic challenges. A key driver behind Canada's economic challenges is its reliance on credit creation and housing as engines of growth. Despite warnings, policymakers continue to prioritize stimulating housing demand, exacerbating vulnerabilities, and driving away global investment. The surge in household debt to GDP ratios paints a stark warning sign, signaling potential financial instability. The increase in consumer credit delinquencies underscores the fragility of Canada's economic foundation, with businesses and households alike facing mounting financial pressures. These trends, coupled with the government's efforts to prop up the housing market, highlight systemic risks that cannot be ignored. Policy responses and their implications. The government's response, including interventions like the Canada Mortgage Bond Program, raises questions about the sustainability of such measures. While these interventions may provide short-term relief, they also risk exacerbating existing imbalances and creating long-term dependencies. Addressing Canada's economic challenges requires a multifaceted approach that prioritizes structural reforms, investment in innovation, and fostering inclusive growth. By diversifying the economy, reducing reliance on credit-fueled sectors, and promoting sustainable development, Canada can build a more resilient and equitable economy for the future. Alternative perspectives. While the National Bank of Canada's warning paints a grim picture, some economists argue that Canada's economic challenges are not insurmountable. They point to the nation's strong fundamentals, including its highly educated workforce, abundant natural resources, and stable political environment, as reasons for optimism. Additionally, Canada's role in global trade and its potential to capitalize on emerging markets offer opportunities for growth and prosperity. Case studies and success stories. Despite the challenges, there are pockets of success within Canada's economy that offer valuable lessons. For example, provinces like British Columbia and Ontario have embraced innovation and technology, fostering thriving tech hubs that drive economic growth and job creation. Similarly, initiatives aimed at supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, have yielded positive results, empowering entrepreneurs and stimulating local economies. Potential pathways forward. Building on these successes, Canada can chart a path towards sustainable and inclusive growth. This involves investing in education and skills training to equip workers for the jobs of the future, fostering innovation ecosystems that support entrepreneurship and technological advancement, and promoting social policies that reduce inequality and enhance economic mobility. In addition to the National Bank of Canada's warning, other recent developments shed light on the complexities of Canada's economic landscape. The Bank of Canada has issued a stark warning of a productivity emergency, citing weak productivity, low levels of business investment, and regulatory challenges as key concerns. This warning underscores the urgency of addressing structural weaknesses in Canada's economy to avoid a potential economic or inflation crisis.
I want to talk about Canada's long-standing poor record on productivity and convince you just how big of a problem it is. You know those signs that say, in an emergency, break the glass? Well, it's time to break the glass.
Ontario's 2024 budget, unveiled recently, reflects the province's challenging fiscal landscape, marked by slower economic growth and rising interest rates. Despite these hurdles, the government has committed to avoiding tax hikes and promises significant investments in infrastructure and healthcare. However, concerns linger about the feasibility of these plans, particularly in light of the province's growing deficit. Moreover, internal divisions within the Bank of Canada over potential interest rate cuts could exacerbate inflation concerns, adding further uncertainty to the economic outlook. Additionally, Canada Goose's decision to slash 17% of its global workforce signals potential trouble beneath the surface of this luxury retailer, highlighting broader economic challenges facing the retail sector. As we conclude our analysis, it's evident that Canada stands at a critical juncture. The warnings from the National Bank of Canada, coupled with recent economic developments, underscore the need for proactive measures to address structural weaknesses and foster sustainable growth. While the road ahead may be challenging, it's not without hope. By prioritizing investment in innovation, addressing income inequality, and adopting prudent fiscal policies, Canada can navigate these turbulent waters and emerge stronger than ever. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Canada's economic landscape. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful discussions on the issues shaping our world. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay empowered.